That refinery is loud in my ear. Peace and quiet. Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another episode of Agoraphobic Engineering, the show that took me 14 full episodes in order to actually be making enough oxygen to breathe. But it has happened now. Better late than never, I suppose. Last time when I left off, this oxygen tank was about 39% full, I believe. I haven't gotten any more ice since then, and it's now at 45.75%, which is really good. So it is gaining oxygen. This is good. This is good. It's only taken me 14 episodes to actually sort this out. Also, in between last episode of now, I've done a fair bit of testing with regards to spawning more asteroids. And I also talked to the person who commented about spawning more asteroids with drones, and neither of us could actually get it to work. I went, I think, about 50-ish kilometers away from the station, and I could not get any more asteroids to spawn without moving the player character outside of that. So, unfortunately, that doesn't work. The person who commented did say that the last time they had gotten that to work was quite a while ago, and then they also went and tested it, and they couldn't get it to work either in the current version. So, that is off the cards, unfortunately. So now that that's off the cards, I am going to have to build the large grid ship that I've been talking about making for the last 4 episodes, it must be now? I don't remember. It's been a long time. And to that end, I have set out a set of roles and requirements that it's going to have to fulfill. So starting with the roles, it's going to have to scout for asteroids, i.e. move the character somewhere where I can't currently go and spawn in more asteroids and then see what ores they have. It's going to have to carry small ships, at the very least the miner and the Quasimodo, so that I can mine the ores that I find and also repair the ship if I have to. And then it's going to have to transport the ores that I do mine back to this here base so that they can then be processed and used for expanding this base. As for what it absolutely needs to have a beacon set to 2 kilometers, which is going to effectively replace this beacon as the radius that the player character cannot leave under any circumstances. It's going to have a majority of its thrust in only one direction, because it's going to be built similarly to the ships in The Expanse, the books and the television show. Also similar to the ships in The Expanse, it's going to have the decks vertically, if you want to say. So it's going to be basically like a skyscraper with a load of engines on the bottom of it. It's going to have 1 G of gravity throughout the entire ship. It's going to be pressurized. It's going to have a living space with bed, sofa, toilet, shower, kitchen, and one of the plushies. Except I don't actually need to bring one of the plushies because I have, in the components thing, I have another engineer plushie, so that I will be using. So I don't need to plunder red and blue. It's going to also have a hangar that will be at least big enough to fit the miner and the Quasimodo. I would also like to bring the Queen Bee, but not entirely a necessity just yet. And it's going to have a decent amount of storage, probably at least 1 large cargo container. And that's for, again, transporting ores back to the station. So with all that in mind, I think I would like to get building on this. Now, excuse me? Do you mind? Now, I want to eventually have a system for it to connect up to this connector on the base, so I think I'm actually just going to kind of build it off of this connector. And I do have a stupid idea for how that's going to work, which involves more than 1 subgrid. But first, I need a connector in large grid, please. Let's see, 8. Get that off the ground a little bit more, just to be safe. It's a little close, but it's fine. And then deposit that lot in there. And then I also need a few steel plates. Actually, never mind, because I'm going to do basically my idea involves hinges. At least 2 hinges, maybe 3. And I could probably put some pistons in there as well, but that seems a little bit excessive. I want a hinge and a hinge part. Okay, that is a thing. Yeah, I am gonna need... That is annoying actually, because I'm gonna need to put the hinge part on the connector that I put down, and then put the hinge down separately somewhere else, and then attach them to... That's gonna be kind of annoying. I might actually build that in here. There's a thing. There's an idea. Right. So, I will need a connector. No, I'm gonna need it on the hotbar. I'm gonna need a hinge on the hotbar. Okay. Right. You can go there. Okay. Right. And then I need... Let's see. I need the hinge part. Probably just put it that way. 4. Oh, big hinge part, please. Thank you very much. Oh, I want the big one. Thank you. That way. To place the hinge down. Is it possible to do... No, it's not. That's annoying. Okay. Put that there. I'll get rid of the hinge part. And then I have installed the Grabby Hands mod. I don't actually know it. I think it's R. It is. Okay. All right. Oh no. No. Oh no. That's bad. That's bad. Help! A big bashed around by large grids. Okay. What are the controls for this? I don't know. Okay, I'm going to need to do some research quick on how to actually use this mod. Oh god, that's floating away. No, come over here, please. Thank you. It does occur to me now that I could have just built the hinge and built the connector on the hinge part. I'm a proper idiot, aren't I? Right, you go away. Right, take 2. I want that, and I want that. Okay. That's the sensible way of doing it. Which you will note I did not do the first time. And now, how am I going to get this out of here? Exactly. I am going to... This is going to be a problem, isn't it? I'm going to turn the hinge off so that it... Actually, no, hinge lock on should keep it in place. I'm going to move the Quasimodo slightly out of the way. And then what I'm going to do is open the doors, get the miner with its mag plate on here, and try and pick this up and move it to on top of the connector. Hopefully that should work. I hope. TM. Right, you can come with me, please. There we go. Okay. Now, I would like to get it aligned. At least kind of properly. Oh god, lag spikes. Right. Go like that. Okay. Should be able to just align this up properly. There we go. That's that. And then... Okay. There we go. And now I can remote into the base and lock that connector. Where is it? Lock. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so now I would like to... Where's the hinge should be on here. There it is. And let's see. Hinge lock off. Turn it on again. No, on. There we go. Now if I go... No, other way. So... probably 2 RPM is good. And then if I set the lower limit to 0, and that should be good. Okay, so now I can build off of that, and it's connected to the base. Oxygen tanks will fill, batteries will charge, all that good stuff. Okay, we're on to something. Right, so the plan for this is now to have a lot of conveyor tubes going in between this and another rotor. That rotor will then be attached to the rest of the ship. That's the plan. Now I just have to actually do that. So let me get where the conveyors, there we go. There we go. Get a load of those and a hinge, and actually I'll need a hinge part as well. And now I can jump in the Quasimodo and actually put stuff together.
2 very boring minutes later.
Okay, right, let's go. Let's go. Right, I would like conveyors and hinges, please. Right, let's see, how many would I, in theory, want? Probably, I have 6, I think, in the inventory of this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then, oh, that's annoying as well. I'm going to want the hinge part there. And then the hinge goes on the actual ship. Oh, for God's sake. I forgot to do that as well. It's fine. It's fine. It is space. Fine. Right. Control G again. And I'm just going to weld this up and worry about that later. By later, I mean probably in about 5 minutes. Right, can I just grind off the... this one? How am I going to actually attach this? Oh, for God's sake, why am I this stupid? I know what I can do. I know what I can do. I have an idea. I have an idea. What I can do is, because I have the weld pad mod, I can... if I have the right components, which I should do, put a weld pad on there, come back inside, and then build the hinge in here, all attached, build a weld pad on the other side of the hinge, and that should all be good. Or actually, I could just build it with this. Right. That should be all good. And I don't have the required components for it. Of course not. Right. I'm going to nudge that out of the way, and it's going up, of course. Stop, please, please, stop, stop, please stop, please stop. Right, I'm actually just going to rebuild it from scratch because I can, and it will make it easier to then move it with the miner. Let's see, I want the hinge to be over that way so I can easily grab it with the miner, and then it should just be a case of welding this all up, and then putting a weld pad on the end of it. And then it should be good. No, I want a weld pad, please, thank you. Yes, it does get rid of some components, but I think that is a worthy trade. Right. Now, if I could... there's the thing, there it is. So, get the tools away. Shove this over into a corner, and then do the same thing again with the miner. Could have built it closer to the door, but I didn't, so... oh well. Could I scoot it? I don't. You know, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. Right, now pull up and grab this. There we go. Oh, and I forgot to lock the hinge. That's going to be a bit of a problem, but you know, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It will be fine. Oh no, oh no, oh no, no, no. Okay, I should have seen that coming. But it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. See, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. Nothing wrong at all. Right, so now I want that connector on the end to... I'm going to move my camera over so I can see it, hopefully. Right, no, not connector, hinge. That hinge. That hinge. It's a hinge, it's not a connector. Right. Velocity goes that way. Okay, that is... What am I seeing? I need to get into the searchlight to actually look at this. Where is the searchlight pointing? There it is. Okay, so that is the correct orientation that I want when it is stowed. But it's extended right now. So, what direction is that? Hinge. That is positive, so I want it to... No, that's negative, so I want it to stop at 0 degrees. And let's see, what did I set the other one to? Is it 2 RPM? Yes, it was. Okay, so that is how I want it when it is docked to this connector. So it's going to be effectively... The ship is going to be pointing up from there, the engines are going to be down there somewhere, and then when this is undocked, it's going to fold up onto the side of the ship. More subgrids, and guess what? There's going to be another one on the other side of the ship. Done. Right. So that is the start of this then. So next part I want to get on with is the hangar, and for that I'm thinking I want it to be kind of similar to the Donager class from The Expanse. Not in terms of size, because that thing is absolutely fucking massive, but in terms of layout, so have the 4 engine almost nacelles on the corners, and then a hangar in the middle with a door on 2 sides, with these docking arms being on the other 2 sides. And maybe I have another set of thrusters on the bottom of the hangar as well, but we'll see about that. So, I'm thinking it would be awfully convenient if this conveyor... I'm going to use spectator cam because I can. If this conveyor then went along underneath the ship effectively and then joined up to the connector that's in the middle of the floor of the hangar, and then maybe there were some conveyors that ran up the side of the hull of the ship as well. So, to that end, let me see, how do I want to do this? I think if I put a conveyor junction here, and then I can put some conveyors going up here, the armoured ones, so that it stays airtight. And then I can put some more conveyors along here, and then I'll have a connector on top of the conveyors, so on the block above this. You know what, let me just do it. It'll be easier than explaining things. So, this is going to be the outside of the ship, almost, I'm thinking. Put that there. And then, let's see, I want the hangar space to be at least probably 7 by 5 blocks. So, this will be the wall of the hangar, or where the wall is. And then if I go 1, 2, that will be the center of the hangar. And then that will be the opposite wall. Wires auto-rotate on. Turn that off, please. And so that will be the width of the hangar. So the connector will be on this block, and then the walls will be going up this way, and then it'll go further out this way, I'm thinking. I don't know. Yeah, I'll weld this up and see what's what. Block. Okay, so then what I wanted was, that's the straight version going up this way. How many blocks do I want it to go up? So this will be the floor level, so that will be 2 blocks, so that will be 1 hanger door, which I'm thinking is all I'm going to need for just one ship, because both of the ships do fit through a 2-block high gap. I'm going to do it on the other side as well, just to be on the safe side. And also, I could actually put the connector down while I'm here. Yeah, I think I'll go in. I think I'll get all the components to weld this up, and then come back and see how things are going to actually work, because I'm still not entirely sure on that. And why is the oxygen in the cockpit low? What is up with... Oh my god. God's sake. I have enough oxygen now. Why is there a problem? It was empty already. Are you bonkers? What? Okay. 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 That's that. I wanted these conveyors to be exposed in here because I kind of want to be able to see these conveyors when the docking arms are deployed. How else? I'm thinking actually I might want a double height hangar door, so I have the doors kind of like the door to the big hangar, except there'll be a space above this where the miner will sit, and then be able to kind of shuffle over to the side past its connector, come down, and then come out, because everything's going to have to be oriented the same way it is right now, because of the way the gravity is going to work in this thing. And so having a tall hangar is probably less... I mean, it's less ideal than having a long hangar, or a wide hangar like I've got here with multiple doors. Either way, I don't have any oxygen in this cockpit, so I need to connect to a connector, please. 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 Now. Right now. Right now. Right now. Ow, ow, it's hurting. Ow. Okay. Right, I'm going to go inside. I'm going to turn the tanks of this thing on stockpile, because I want oxygen, please. I'm still not sure how exactly I want to go about this. I think I might just build out the hangar floor, because I know what that's going to be like, and then I can go from there. I think that'll be probably the clever way to start. I think I've changed my mind. Right. What? Am I out of iron? Are you kidding me? Am I out of iron? I am out of iron. Oh, for God's sake. How many components do I have left? 285 steel plates. That's a healthy amount. But I think I have changed my mind. I think I'm going to change the hangar in the new ship so that it is a 7x7 square, because then I can very easily turn it around the Quasimodo, and that will mean I also have more space for manoeuvring for things like the miner, which is quite a lot smaller, but still it would be nice just to have the extra space. More space, more better. And that way it'll be more likely that I can fit the Queen Bee in as well. So I'm just going to undo what I just did. I will spend some time doing that. It'll be a time lapse, and I will probably suffer. But it's fine. It's fine, because it'll be about 20 seconds for you, at most, through the magic of television. And I just realized that I don't have any steel plate in my inventory, so I can't actually place anything. Okay, it's fine. Okay, I should have enough components for this, in theory. If I don't in practice, I'm gonna cry. Okay, it's now rebuilt, but wider. Okay, that was a lot of unnecessary pain that I didn't... you know, I should have just done it that way from the start. But it's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. Right, so I think now I'm going to do as I was saying before and get to the hangar floor sorted out. And then that will kind of inform where everything else has to go, i.e. the doors and the walls. But before that, I'm probably going to have to get some iron, because I am out of iron, and that's not good. Okay, that's one load of iron in. How much is that? I'm just going to get a full picture of it. 18,000, 21,000, so about 40,000-ish iron. Plus minus. A lot, yes, of iron. Yes, a lot. So, I am now going to wait for that to refine. Already got 6,500. That's good. That is very good. I'm going to wait for it to refine. I'll come back in a bit.
Take one step on that rope and I'll cut it.
I now have 30,000 iron. So, a healthy amount. So now I should be able to get on with placing the floor down for the ship out here. I'm thinking similar to the floors in these hangars, where interior blocks are these. Yeah, interior walls. With this side in the center, probably I will use these lights in the floor, just because they fit in quite nicely. And yeah. I think I'm actually just going to copy this floor layout just straight up, just to make things easy. So in that case, I'm just going to get... I could calculate this. Actually, I'm going to calculate this because I'm being silly. I am going to need 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. There we go. And then 7 times 7 minus 5. 7 times 7 is... 7 squared is 49, right? Yeah, probably. And then minus 5 is 44, so... I can only do 8 in the build planner at a time. If I can even find the interior wall block. Where is... It's there. Let's see, how many times can 8 fit into 44? 5 times 8, so if I do 5 loads of this and then an extra half, an extra 4, should be right? I don't know, dude. Actually, I tell you what I could have done. I could have done... I think... If I do 4 of those... Aha, I can do control for 10 times amount. I don't know if that works for just doing it from here. I don't know, I'm just going to do things. I'm just going to take a load of them out and put them in. I lost count, so I'm just going to assume that that's good enough. And now all I need is just some interior plates in order to place anything more than that. What do these take to place? Steel plates, okay. Need some of those as well. And that should be good. I hope. Right, so the lines are on this side. I want 1, 2, 3. Okay. And I want 1, 2, and 3. There we go. And then the rest of them can be this way up. That was a mistake because I don't want that block. Oops-a-daisy. I should be able to just grind that specific block out. I think I've done that before. There we go. And then I need these lights. I want them oriented that way. And I'll mirror them just for the sake of being anal. So now, in theory, I should have all the components to weld this up. So I'm going to give that a go right now. Okay, that's the floor done. Cool. Cool indeed. I'm actually going to park the Quasimodo on this because I can. Just temporarily. I know my player character's in it, so I won't actually be able to go anywhere, but it's cool. Rule of cool. Most important thing in sci-fi. Where is the connector? There we go. And there we go. Look at that. Can't see anything because it's dark. There we go. The Quasimodo's on its landing pad in the new ship. I think the rest of what I'm going to do for this episode is build these up so they're at least probably another block higher. I don't actually know where I'm going to put the connector for the miner yet. I know I'm going to have it kind of stacked on top of this. The question is, how many blocks of space do I want to give the Quasimodo for it to get out? I'm thinking at least one more, but we'll see. Thinking in progress. Thinking in progress. If I put another one of these on top here and then a conveyor junction, and then have like a bridge across of conveyors with the connector, or I could even, here's a thought, I could have the conveyors only coming from one of the sides, and then have the inset connector, because that's got a conveyor port on the side of it, in the middle, and then have the miner coming off of that, or even offset it, because the miner is much smaller than the Quasimodo. It's the same width, but it is smaller in length, so it doesn't need quite as much room. If I put the connector even like here, that might work out. I think I will try that, actually. So, the plan, put another armoured conveyor, then a conveyor junction, and then a couple of armoured conveyors, and then the inset connector. Okay, I have a plan. I have a plan, ladies and gentlemen.
Thousands of tears later.
So, one of those there, and then where was the conveyor junction? Can go, once I've got it oriented the right way, it can go there. Then, let's see, this has got the connector on that side, so I want it that way. Then probably that way, just for a laugh. And the connector can go on there. Or, alternatively, I could have the normal conveyor pipes and put scaffold blocks around it. That would be cool. Yes, I'm going to do that instead. So, right, normal conveyors, and then inset connector there. Okay, right. Because who doesn't love a bit of asymmetry? Okay, so the quasi-motor will sit on this connector, and then the minor will sit on this connector. Perfect. And then that gives me enough room to squeeze under here. Plenty enough room to squeeze under with the quasi-motor, and then connect to the connector, like so. And the minor will sit on here, and then it'll have to kind of scoot over and come down in order to come out of the door in the front. Which, in theory, it should be able to do? I might have to test that. Actually, no, it'll be fine, because the door will be this tall, so the minor can just kind of scoot out here. I don't know, spectator cam. Will this work? Yeah, there's plenty of room. There is plenty of room. Let's see, if the door is 5 blocks wide, it is close. It is close. I might actually want to move that up a block, just so I am sure that I don't hit the Quasimodo, because the minor doesn't really need that much room. If I go into the camera, and I have no idea where I am, that's hitting something. Okay, so if the minor gets parked this way, I have absolutely no idea where the connector is. Oh, I'm on it. I am on the connector. Okay. That's probably about perpendicular, right? Spectator cam. That is not perpendicular at all. I may actually make the hanger longer, or else it won't be square, because right now, if I fold this arm up, I'll turn the lights on so you can see. If I fold this arm up, and there's another one on the other side, then it's, let's see, 7 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, so it'll be 11 blocks wide. And if I have the doors on this end, then that's only 1 block on top of the 7, so that's then 9. So, if I make it 1 block longer, and have it 9 blocks long by 7 blocks, that should actually then give me enough room to put the minor down either in front of or behind the connector. I think I'll do that. But I'll do it in the next episode, because you are probably very tired of me umming and ahhing over every single tiny decision. So I think I've got a little bit of testing to do on what kind of dimensions work for a hanger of this size and for the ships that I'm using. But that will be it for today's episode. Next time I'm just going to implement all my findings from that creative testing. So now that I've moved the sun and we can all actually see what I'm doing, it's time to end the episode. Thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. And as always, take care. Bye-bye.